My next guest is going to be taking on David Dvorak coming up here at UFC Fight Night on September 19th. It is Jordan Espinosa joining me here on the program for the very first time. Jordan, how's it going, man?
I'm doing good. Just got done training.
Yes, and you got a pretty sweet setup there. You look like a pretty big gamer, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm actually, I stream every day just about, and I think this will be the first fight that my fight nickname is going to be The Gamer.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What brought you to that decision?
I mean, outside of being in the gym, it's basically all I do. So
might as well pick a name that you're of something you're actually doing all the time, right? So, was this the right amount of time off in between fights from your last one to this one, or would you like to have gotten in there maybe a little bit sooner?
Initially, I wanted to fight on Fight Island sometime in July, but honestly, it's only been 2 months, 3 months by the time the fight happens, and if I can fight every 3 months, I think that's the perfect amount of time. I stay in a good rhythm. I was coming off of I felt like a good performance for myself, and 3 months is perfect.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that last fight. Pretty dominant win over Mark De La Rosa. I know you didn't get the finish, but you must have been pretty happy overall with what you put out there and fighting a tough guy in Mark De La Rosa.
No, everything went perfectly and to plan except for the finish. I was trying to. I thought I might have had a chance to in the first and second when I was landing those elbows. But he's a tough guy. He's fought some tough dudes, and they haven't been able to finish him. So that's more of a testament to his durability.
You're fighting another tough guy here in David Dvorak, 18-3 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I've watched several of his fights. He looks like a solid striker, has some rear naked chokes. But other than that, I think, like in most of the fights I go into, I'll have a speed advantage. I'll be faster on the feet. I believe I'll have a wrestling advantage. And yeah, I'm looking to exploit that in this fight.
Training camp, how's that gone leading into this? Who have you been working with as far as training partners and everything like that?
So for my last camp, I went up to Glory MMA, and I was planning on doing that again for this camp, except that New Mexico has I think they just lifted it, but New Mexico has a 14-day quarantine period that if you leave and come back, and so that would have been problematic. And so I've been training with Latrell MMA, and then also I've been getting training up at the BMF Ranch with Donald Cerrone, and we're actually fighting on the same. I believe he's fighting on the same card too. So
yeah, against Nico Price. Yeah, no, you're right about that. So who's up there besides Cowboy that you get to work with?
John Dotson's been going up there. Jafari, Cowboys wrestling coach. Harry St. Ledger, jiu-jitsu coach, and then some of the guys from Latrell's have been going up there as well. So it's been a good mix of good group.
Have you been doing any of the extracurricular stuff that he does, like whether it's water skiing or anything like that?
I'm not that crazy or that brave. I just
stick to gaming, right? Yeah.
I stick to gaming. We do play ultimate frisbees every now and then, and so that's pretty fun. And I also do have a history of that because I used to play for about 5 years.
Oh, did you? Interesting.
Yeah.
I played in high school. It's actually a pretty competitive, game out there. I guess you can do all the throws, like the overhand and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not great at it, but I have a little bit more practice than, say, the average person. So it's
there
been
you
fun.
go. There's a hidden talent. I would have never known this, so that's why I'm glad I asked about that. That's great. So, we talked about camp, and then and you mentioned Glory MMA. What was the connection there as far as if you were to go train up there?
So one of the guys that trains up there his name's Kevin Kroom.
Oh, of course. Supposed to fight last weekend, unfortunately.
Yep. He's one of my best friends. I've known him for about 10 years. We've been roommates on several occasions. And then just during quarantine, I had hit him up and asked him his living situation, and he talked to James Krause. He asked if I could come down, and then I went down there for a couple of weeks and trained, and it was really good. So
yeah, once the COVID stuff's kind of over, hopefully the restrictions anyways, the plan is to go up there and try and do some of your camps up there, I guess?
Yeah, most definitely, or at least split some of my time up there because they have a really good great set of guys up there, and then James Krause is just such a great coach. So
yeah, can't go wrong with him. One of the best in the game as far as that goes. It's interesting you mentioned Kevin. Kevin I've known forever because he fought in MFC back in the day, which is a promotion up here in Canada where I live, and I just remember hearing that name, and then of course he fought everywhere after that. He fought Matt Bissett in CES.
I think he fought Jesse Brock up there.
He did, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's exactly the fight I was thinking of.
We were living together when he fought him. So.
Oh, cool. Okay, well there you go. Small world, as far as they say. So with being at home for this camp, who's going to be in your corner for this one?
Oh, so Damasio Page is going to be in my camp.
Oh, nice.
UFC fight. I've been getting work with him and my striking coach Ray Yi. Initially, it was up until like yesterday, I found out Chris Luttrell, who's usually always in my corner with Coach Ray, he was going to be in my corner, but he can't. So it's just going to be Damasio and Coach Ray.
Still not a bad guy to have in your corner with the amount of fights he's had in his career. So that's good. That's kind of worked out. So how do you feel like the fight's going to play out on the 19th? You feel like you're going to get your hand raised, but how do you see it unfolding?
I really, really, really think it's about time I get my first finish in the UFC. So honestly, I think this happens to a lot of guys. I think I'm going to frustrate him on the feet. He doesn't shoot very often from what I've seen. But if I can get him to start taking sloppy shots or frustrate him on the feet or land a big shot, I think I could finish him with the submission or just end it with the TKO. And so that'd be nice.
Let's get back to video games, though, because I'm a bit of a gamer. I'm like a retro gamer, though. I don't play any of the new stuff. But what are you playing like right now? What do you normally stream for those who might not know?
Okay, so I just recently got done beating Ghost of Tsushima. It's a PlayStation 4 exclusive, and it's an open world RPG set in feudal Japan era. And yeah, that game was dope. But competitively, I play a PC game called Valorant, and it's similar to Counter-Strike.
I know Counter-Strike. That was a big part of my youth playing that.
Okay, so it's very similar to Counter-Strike. It's just the difference is that the agents is what they're called. They have abilities, and so it has first-person shooter elements mixed with kind of like Overwatch type characters. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Those are the main two.
No, that's great. I got to ask just because I'm a retro fan. Like any old school games you like playing? You probably don't, but is there any like favorites you have? I got to ask.
Old school. I mean, how old are we talking? Like,
well, okay, like
old?
Street Fighter 2 is like one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah. No, so I haven't played it recently, but I'm old enough to remember when my older brother used to take me to the arcades and we'd play Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat, and Street Fighter. I used to be a huge Street Fighter fan. It's actually my favorite fighting game series.
I got a Street Fighter arcade cabinet like right back here behind this webcam here. So it's
that's so dope.
Yeah.
But lately, these days, I don't play many old school games. Every once in a while, I'll dab into some indie games. But Street Fighter is definitely an old favorite. Mortal Kombat.
Who's your character? Are you Ryu or Ken or Bison?
I was a big Ken fan. I always liked him more than Ryu, but for whatever reason, most people like Ryu better.
I'm a Bison guy. I don't know. The controls are easier. I don't know.
No, I was never an Bison guy.
Trust me, I'm a rare breed. I realize this. I'm kind of speaking out of term a little bit, but no, I don't know. He's easy to play. If I'm in a bind, Bison's my guy. I mean, I can do the fireballs with Ryu and the kicks and everything, but sometimes you don't hit those all the time unless you're like an expert. So I've tried many times. It's difficult.
Yeah, but across 20 years and like.
I know. I'm still working on it. Even as a kid, I'm still working on my skills. So there you go.
But Ken and Ryu, their controls basically and all their moves basically remain the same.
They're true. Yeah, no, for sure. It's just, sometimes you don't quite hit it because you really got to get, especially on the arcade with the stick and everything, you got to really get it in there. So that's all I'm saying. It's a little bit easier to go left to right than it is to do up and down to get the fireball or whatever, right? So.
Like down, forward, A or whatever.
You're speaking my language, man. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So there you go. But we're looking forward to this fight. It's coming up here September 19th. It is UFC Fight Night. Jordan, great getting a chance to talk to you, man. Really appreciate the time. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you have any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
Okay, yeah. So you can find me on Instagram at StateChamp_103. Same on Twitter, StateChamp103. And then follow me on Twitch at StateChamp_103. And yeah, shout out to my sponsors, Caveman Coffee, Athlete Ready, my strength and conditioning gym, and just everyone at Latrell Yi MMA and the BMF Ranch that's been helping me for this fight.